Here are the things I would love to leave you with. First, I've highlighted the personality factor. Here is my definition of personality. Do you want to hear it? You don't sound like you want to hear it. My definition of personality is that it is an advance payment in the direction of your purpose. What this means is there are parts of your personality that you have, but you don't need. And there are parts of your personality that you need, but you don't have. Your personality should not be a full stop. It should be an ongoing experience. You can outgrow some things, you can curtail some things, you can build on some things, you can be better at some things. How do you use this? Take the historical data of your relationships, and everywhere you are the denominator of a recurring feedback, sit with that feedback. Stop saying people just don't understand you, that people have just not been fair. Humans are fickle, no loyalty in the world. Now where belle face, people, no. If you are the denominator, you are the recurring factor in a series of experiences over the last few years, call your esophagus, your lungs, your liver, gather everything together into a conference call and say the truth to yourself. Your personality can fund the fortunes of friendship, or it can be a delimiter, it can be a derailer, it can be a factor of disadvantage for you to succeed with relationships. Have you experienced the weakness of your own personality before in a relationship? Is there anything you've looked back on and you're like, I could have done better? So take historical data from your friendship and use it to be a better person in your personality, and it's going to shape your friendship significantly. The second thing I'd love to highlight with you is you have to reckon that the friendships that you need have to be defined by what your seasons and your life's calling requires. This one is mildly unpopular, but I can tell you categorically as a kingdom leader, as a prophet, as an advisor to a lot of very senior leaders as well. You will find that three things happen when it comes to the requirement of friendship as far as this conversation is concerned. If you believe it or research into it and find your own light, it will save you many, many heartache or a lot of heartache. The first factor that I'm highlighting within this construct is that your life's assignment, your life's calling, your core purpose from God is going to be a hidden spiritual factor that is defining how God is moving people in your direction. God is doing it. You may think he is not, but every time you say, I commit my life to you, God. I want to be used by you, God. Guide my path, God. Ever prayed like that before? Can you wait for me if you've ever prayed that way? Yeah, we're from the same family. We pray that way because we don't have any other source except God. So you find yourself crying for direction. Every time you've made those kind of prayer investments, you are actually hardwiring yourself into a life of regulation. Every time you pray, God, order my steps, lead me, help me, cover my life from mistakes, help me to experience precision, use me as you will. I yield my life to you. You know how you were crying 2 Sundays ago? So you carried it from down. So you carried it up. I'm sure heaven was like, are you sure? Because you are the one inviting us into your situation now. The moment you start to pray consecration prayers, you are inviting divine regulation. You are permitting God to box you into the particular frame that is ideal and makes you most effective for destiny. On the account of this, you must know that friendships is one of the places you are permitting God to go. Yes. So the moment you want to be divinely regulated, it will mean that there are some people your flesh will love that your spirit will repel. it will mean that there are some relationships that seem good to you because of your fear of missing out, but they are going to introduce drama, stigma, and trauma that will make you limp on the path of purpose. So you are inviting angels to puncture people's tires on their way to visiting you. Yes. That make it your business, the kind of people in my life. Help me flush out friends who have the tendencies of foes. Help me restrain engagement from those who could be temporarily borrowed as vessels in the hand of the enemy. The moment you invite the jealousy of God to protect you and keep you fit for purpose, He's coming for your relationships. That's the first thing I'm trying to say. So there are people that you will repeat Okwe Makoli's spoken word about. You will like them, they will not like you. They will like you before, then another friend will steal them. And you'll be stressed by it. But these are realities. The second thing within that construct of your life's calling is a person could be of higher utility in a season and their utility drops in a new season. This will happen too. And it takes recognition and wisdom and even humility to acknowledge that, okay, this could be what is happening. A third thing within that construct is that relationships get repurposed. I feel like that's a good one. A person could start off as an acquaintance, and as you grow together, they become a friend. A person could go from being a friend to becoming a sister, a covenant partner, a destiny alliance. Do you see this? But a person could also go from being a covenant brother and a destiny alliance to being a highly valued acquaintance. So sometimes we are holding on to what God is severing us from. A person could also move from being a brother to becoming a father. I have seen this one in kingdom alliances, and I know it stresses people a lot. Have you ever started out with someone as your sister and you thought you were contemporaries? Then God reintroduces them that, hello, she's not your sister. She has gone ahead of you in the spirit. When you were sleeping, she was laboring. Now you submit. So you start as sis, then you struggle to find a new name. Anyone ever been there? Yes, these are realities. So God can introduce people to us, and God can introduce us to people. So here is my point. Though friendships touch us to the core of our emotions, we must not draw our highest decision-making faculty about friendships from our emotions. This is truth. Right? So that is a key highlight that I believe could be a factor of regulation. And I know that it's unsettling for some people. There's someone who the light is casted on and she's frowning. She's just like, everything was going well before you came. We were having a good time. So how will I know now? You pray about it. You should pray about it. I'm telling you, I have allies in high places who sought me out by themselves. And in the presence of my reticence and the limitations of my personality, where I'm not that outgoing, because my public persona makes people think I'm outgoing, but I'm not. I'm such a bore. I just want to be by myself. But they overlook the limitations of my personality to watch out for me, to open doors for me. How are things happening in some of the most powerful development banks in the world? And without submitting anything, there's going to be a call. This is happening, and you have to be part of it. Consistently, across industries. Because relationships are spiritual. Do you see this? A third highlight, thank you so kindly. Can you celebrate our host? She dashed me time currency. Do it like you mean it, so I can round up my business. Thank you. Your generosity is even more than your gorgeousness. Yet your gorgeousness is of all of us in this room. Let me not be talking too much. Let me focus. The third thing I wanted to highlight as I start to round off is something I started with, and it's about the value algorithm. And I wanted to teach you very quickly a few things you could do to become a person who is worthy of withdrawals. The value algorithm is really just about, no matter how sweet you are and how loved you are in your relationships, a time comes when your account can go to red. And even the kindest, most generous person starts to have a sensor in their soul that you are laying a demand that your deposits don't qualify for. This is what I find to be one of the top 3 sources of what begins as an internal conflict may move on to an external conflict. And if it's not well managed, the relationship dies a natural death. You just look back and you're like, what really happened to us? This I find again and again to be a key factor. Now, what I must say to you very quickly is we are living in an entitled generation. It has crept on us, and there are a number of factors. The top 3 factors for entitlement is, number 1, the audacity of being natives of possibilities. What this means is we are living in a time where almost anything is possible. You can be 22, you can make $1 million if you can sing well, and you get some correct platforms. Is that correct? In my father's time, you may die and never touch you may die and never touch $100,000. Is this correct? Yes, in my father's time, you will go to be with the Lord at 82 years old, and you never touch $100,000, and you are good. It's not that you will die a pauper. Yes, you will build house, you will send your children to good schools, you'll be okay. But today, have a brilliant idea, set it up on Seller, and go to sleep and wake up. Alert begins to do po. And the beautiful thing about alerts is, no matter how much the money is, it doesn't break your phone. It's just po. If your phone is on silent, it doesn't even sound. I know what I'm telling you about. Because much of this year, something entered my account that my phone ought to evaporate. It ought. I was incorrectly counting. I counted and I said, wait, so it's all about levels in this life. This same thing I've been saying. This is not that I've not said it before. So it's not about what I'm saying. It's about who is listening. This same mic. This same 1 hour. No problem. We know better now. But here's the point. It means that you are living in a time where possibilities are so rapid and rampant. So, you have an expectation many times unconsciously for the environment and people to respond to your dreams almost automatically because you're a native of possibility. The moment it breaks in your mind that nothing is impossible, you unconsciously also believe that J Booms is not impossible, that DDK is not impossible, that Akim Additional is not impossible, that Barack Obama is not. It keeps growing in your mind like, you are looking at the guy on Instagram, just like, let me just do a DM to Barack. Let's see what we can negotiate. Yeah. Have you ever had a crazy conversation with yourself before? Yes. And it's beautiful. But it's breaking the barriers of honoring the value algorithm. I'm going somewhere and I'm rounding up on it. So that's a first factor of entitlement. The second is the democratization of access through media. Yes. You can reach a person that you would have written letter, typed it, traveled to Abuja, wait at their office, and there's an elderly secretary that will say, do you have appointments? If you don't have appointments, how do you think you want to see chairman? Her whole destiny is to be a power broker and a gatekeeper. Without her, dreams die and rise on her altar. Then all of a sudden, you can send an email. All of a sudden, you can do a DM actually. And if the chairman is in a good mood, or you sell something that resonates, you tell him to give back to the next generation. And he envisions that this is good for my brand. You say, send an email to this. And you've won jackpot. Do you understand this? So the democratization of access is increasing entitlement. I'll tell you an example that should make you know many of us are entitled. Do you know young people who invite others to their events? When they invite you twice and if you don't respond positively, they are actually offended at you. is entitlement. You are listening to me. You know it has happened to you. There are people you don't listen to again because you invited them to your Unilag event and they didn't come. Yeah, you are just entitled. They don't owe you what you think they owe you. And the third reason we're entitled is because of this media extension of the personal brand phenomenon. We have an association of substance to ourselves just because of our followers. It's foolishness. Don't let it catch you. So because you have CEO or Bags in front of your name does not mean you are a CEO at the level of another CEO. CEOs are not born equally. Someone can be turning $1 billion in revenue and you did 920,000 last year, then you think you are both CEOs. So you go to the Wimbase conference, you've won your tie and dye jacket, you're just like, hi, CEO of Oshun Bags here. No. In the presence of some CEOs, you don't introduce yourself. As per who I'm sorry, I didn't come here to shout. Today has been a good day. Let me be going before I amass offense. But do you understand this? So because of entitlement, we are missing out on the value algorithm. I'm meeting people who are making such audacious demands of me that I have to step back, pour water on my face and check again like, one of us is not okay and I know I'm okay. Because this thing, it doesn't make sense. I don't know if I could come see you if you're around the island on maybe Tuesday or Wednesday about 11 a.m. I don't know if, because there's so much on my heart. I've never met you. But you want to meet me on a Tuesday around 11 on the island. I should wait for you in VI. I'm not telling you Googled up stuff. I'm telling you what I've experienced. I'm just quite baffled. That's, because, and that means in English, do you want to use me for Ogunwo? Because let's restore the value algorithm. Make investments. Devote yourself to actively serving others. If a person is your friend, you prioritize them. If you have carefully defined where people are in your life, the next important question is, what are my highest currencies with which I must serve this person that will be available to them because this is where I place them, that won't be available to many others. And my final thought to you is, if you do not stop over-volunteering, you will be like a scoop of butter spread out on an entire package of 20 loaves of bread. What it means is, gather your energy, serve in 3 places. Leave all those WhatsApp groups. Let them start saying, Mokwe left, Mokwe left, Mokwe left, Mokwe left, Francis left. You are so overscheduled and over-volunteered that you are no longer high value because you are spread out too thin. Thank you for the opportunity to share moments with you today.
Wow.